welcome up the immaculately styled Trysta Krick, host of the Heat Check podcast, Bet MGM tonight. We're talking about your dubs here as the season gets underway tonight.
My favorite topic on earth, our dubs.
Our dubs, indeed. It would take forever to get you caught up on this conversation. Trading Jordan Poole was the wrong move. I feel like they're trying to piece together a title when they could have extended Steph Curry's championship window, and they're choosing to go another route. And I think they're going to wind up signing Klay Thompson, and the band is just going to go down with the ship.
Well, I think the thing that you can see very obviously is that there was no way to ever mend the bridge between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green.
That's why you let him go.
Yeah,
that's why you let Draymond Green go.
But here's the thing. I don't think Steph would want him to go. And that's kind of what it's all hinging on. The Steph is the foundation, right? And so if Steph throughout his career has this simpatico relationship on the court, off the court with Draymond, more on the court, I would imagine, than off. I mean, I'm sure they're fine, but I don't think they're like going and playing top golf together. So you've got this guy who's like the fulcrum of the offense alongside of you. He's able to get you into your actions, and he's, defensive player of the year caliber player, even though he's undersized. Really good, obviously, at his court vision, does some things well for you, and has been a part of your championship run. I think he's like, yeah, I like Jordan a lot, but I don't think he's as important as Draymond. And once that he goes that direction, then you only have one move to make, and you try to salvage Jordan for whatever you can. And he's a depreciated asset because everyone knows you don't want to keep him, right? If you would have traded him right after you won the championship, before the punch, then you probably could have gotten a lot from Jordan.
Yeah. I would have held on to him. I think he's the perfect.
That's when the contract was signed, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, he signed.
The contract was signed after the. Yeah.
Yep.
I would have found a way to hold on to him, make it work. To tell Draymond and Jordan Poole. Now I'm going to sound like NBA owner you hate, but the hell you mean this can't work with you two here? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna not play and you gonna tell people why you're not playing? Like, no, figure it out. Like, you guys get out there and try and win a championship for yourself and for your teammates and figure this thing out. I would have made it work with both of those two, but that's just me. One of the reasons we got on the Warriors, though, is because you said you believe in the Warriors more than the Suns, potentially, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What you think about that, Trysta, this particular season?
I have more reservations for the Warriors than I do the Suns.
Really?
More reservations, there's more things that I'm only concerned about the Suns in one way, which is health.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously a massive thing, but there's more elements that could derail the Warriors than there are, I think, the Suns, which is if all of the Suns play, we'll call it 70 games. 65 is the threshold for all NBA and the threshold for all the awards. So say they all get over that threshold and they're all completely healthy in the playoffs, then I think they're going to be a wagon, right? I think their depth is actually pretty good. You look at what they've done in the offseason, I think they've got enough. I think Nurkic actually works with what they want to do. And then you've got the Warriors, and you still have Steph, and I think, like you said, he elevates the team in a way that almost no other player can in terms of all the ways that he can find ways to win for you. But I don't know what Klay is if he's a three, because there was some chatter around Chris Paul starting, which I don't think he's going to. But if he starts, then Klay has to be a three, and that makes things harder for him defensively. There's issues with Draymond's health and his ankle, and there's been a lot of people on our dub side saying that he's going to be fine. But is he? I don't know. There's been plenty of players that are going to be fine, and they were on track, the on pace, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you're a month and a half through the season and you haven't seen the guy yet. And it's like, setbacks, ankle surgery, XYZ. And then, okay, so with no Draymond, now you got to rely on Kevon Looney. I like Kevon Looney a lot. He's very good. We saw how impactful he was in that Kings series. But what do you have behind him? I don't know, right? So there's just, how is the fit with Chris Paul? You've gotten older, you've gotten slower, if that was even possible. And then he's got his own injury concern. So there's just more stuff. There's just more.
But that's why I think they're trading him in February. And like I said earlier, that's the part that scares me, because I think they're going to be able to turn that into something. And I already feel like Denver's good, and I already feel like the Lakers are good. I think the Kings are on par with the Golden State Warriors, but I think they could do something in February that causes Kings fans to be really, really frustrated. And I think it's because of that Chris Paul contract.
They find ways, yeah. The Chris Paul contract is kind of like the D'Angelo Russell contract.
Exactly.
Yeah, where you're like, really? Because basketball-wise, this isn't mathin', right? But in like the actual math for a player is mathin' perfectly, because he makes so much money that they could get somebody good. I don't know who that would be.
Well, my
I don't
whole thing,
either.
my whole
I
thing
don't
though
either.
with that is, and this is what I said, there's not really enough room for who you can be. When they traded D'Angelo Russell, they got Andrew Wiggins in there. Andrew Wiggins was implemented as a starter. There's no room for Chris Paul. So how's there going to be room for the person you trade for Chris Paul?
Because maybe in this scenario, you find someone to where you don't have to bring Klay Thompson back. Again,
Well,
I don't think that's realistic.
yeah.
I don't think they're doing that.
Mhm.
But
I don't either.
if at some point it dawns on them like, hey, let's extend Steph Curry's championship window here and not sign Klay Thompson to $200 million or whatever.
But even then, we talking about right now, Klay Thompson ain't going to the bench no time this season. He's going to start. He's going to finish games. So whoever you trade, where are they going to play?
Yeah, you can. If you feel comfortable in that asset, you can bench Klay Thompson.
They're not
in his
Klay
final
Thompson.
3 months as a Golden State Warrior. You could do it. You just have to know that. I just don't think none of that is realistic. I don't think Klay Thompson is going anywhere. Klay Thompson will take the court in a walker for the Golden State Warriors. That's the way they've chose to approach business. I would be stunned.
Who would be the player that you think would be good enough for them to go after? Just like outside of the contract, outside of the ability to get him, who is that player for you?
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. Paul George.
Yeah, that would be something.
OG.
He's not really a 2 though.
No, but that's a guy that you could play.
See,
you could play.
Does him and Andrew Wiggins, do they fit together? I don't know.
So that's the thing where I just go back to the Draymond Green thing. I don't want to talk about the Warriors anymore. My stomach's starting
I'm fine to not do that either.
I'm starting to feel gross.
Well, let me ask you about this.
95.7 South here or whatever we are.
You talk about that look. You talk about
what's your girl over here? You know me.
You talk about the Phoenix. I gotta see it, man.
Yeah,
I gotta see it. They don't have a point guard. All three of those guys have never been able to stay healthy. You would know this one better than I would. I think Nurk can be played off the floor in certain situations. I got to see it from Phoenix. I think they're a good team. I think they'll be probably top 4 or something like that. But I got to see it from those guys.
Yeah, I think they're a team that would be like a 1 seed, a regular season 1 seed. And then what are they in half court scenarios? They're going to absolutely have their bread and butter be just outscoring people like 134, 132, right? They're actually different than the Kings in the sense that I don't think Bradley Beal can play defense. I think KD and Devin Booker absolutely can play defense. I think they're 2 of the most underrated defenders in the league, actually. They don't get shined for their defense at all because they're such good bucket getters. But outside of those 2, there's just not a lot of defense there. Nurk for sure can't play defense. I've watched that for years. He's so soft. People in Phoenix are going to get real mad at his little finger rolls around the rim. He doesn't dunk. I don't know if he's ever broken a finger or something, where he's allergic to dunking.
He's on a dunk strike. We experienced that in Sacramento. Yeah,
Never seen a center on a dunk strike though,
he's
have you?
it might be over now that he's out of Portland. Like weird things can end the dunk strike. You never know. You never know. Weird things end dunk strikes. Weird things heal ankles.
Just Foxton turned into Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah,
Vince Carter.
One little trade and the dunk strike ends. Give me a team or multiple teams if you have them that didn't make the playoffs last year that will this year.
Ooh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
I think oh man, this is gonna come off really. Oh, so didn't make the playoffs off rip. It's the Thunder. Off
yeah,
rip.
right. Yep.
Off rip.
That was
they were a play-in team, but they're on the cover of Slam now for a reason. I mean, the noise is never been louder.
Yep.
Chet is a legit, at least rookie of the year in the mix for rookie of the year. He's been with the team for the entire year, right? He's basically the Ben Simmons in this scenario to Victor and Donovan Mitchell as Victor, right? So he's been acclimated to the squad. He doesn't look defensively as bad as a lot of people think he's going to be. Giddey is just an incredible guy at finding wide open. I mean, if you're open, Giddey's going to get you the ball, right? His court vision's insane. His ability to do these things with the ball, he's just there. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, if they were like a 3 seed, I think Shai could get some votes for MVP. I don't think he'll win, but I think he's definitely like a sleeper there. Just unguardable in every way. We saw him in FIBA play. He was insane. So yeah, I like OKC. I like the Magic.
Oh, okay. Team KC over there. Okay.
I like the Magic. I like everything that Paolo does, obviously. I think he's going to come out. I think Paolo averages 25 a game.
Okay.
I think Franz Wagner is a legit most improved player, kind of like Lauri Markkanen was. I've been saying this on all my hits, is like Lauri Markkanen went to FIBA play and was killing it for Finland. And everyone's like, what version of Lauri Markkanen is this? How come we haven't seen this? And then he gets traded to Utah and he just continues to rise his role.
Oh, hopefully that guy don't show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that guy tomorrow.
So I think that's Franz Wagner. Played really well for Team Germany. They don't lose a game. They're putting him in the post now, which I think is super interesting. That's never what we've seen from him. They're playing him as like small ball 5, as a 4 as well. So I like him. I like Orlando and what they're doing. Markelle Fultz looks good. Those are 2 of my favorites, I think.
You have or not going to put him in the same category as Oklahoma City, but Orlando's the Eastern Conference team you have primed for a jump.
Yeah. Definitely. They're a team where you're like, all right, they could actually win their division because that division is such a mess. Like, I don't believe in Atlanta at all. At all.
Fist bump.
They're so trash.
I don't know why. I dislike all things Hawks. I don't know why.
I mean, probably Trae Young. I mean, that's probably the very obvious reason.
Do you think Trae Young's going to be on his way out after this season?
Yes. I think Trae Young has been wanting to leave. I have it on, let's just say this. I have it on good authority. Trae Young is considered asking for a trade. So I am unsure of the Quinn Snyder, Trae Young.
The best thing that could ever happen to the Atlanta Hawks. Well, he asked, so I guess we gotta request his wishes.
Don't disrespect.
No, he's good. I'm not questioning whether he's good. I don't think he can win.
Guess where he wants to go, though?
He can win by himself.
I don't think he's the type of player who can win. Who? Where?
Think about where he played college.
OKC.
Okay.
OKC. I don't know what that even would look like. I wouldn't want him if I'm Sam Presti.
There's not a spot for him.
Probably Giddey. Yeah, trade would be Giddey.
With the trade. And there's a question on whether or not, like, one of the things with OKC, unbelievable talent. Do they have enough for everybody? Like, everybody gonna want to get their touches. You know what I mean? So who's handling the ball? SGA, Giddey, are they able to figure that out? Chet's gonna want to handle the ball a little bit as well. And Jalen. So they may everybody kind of needs a guy that is good with 5 to 8 shots a game. Right now, looking at their starting lineup, I don't know if they have that guy. And they may trade to get a guy like that who will get 10 rebounds, but just get in where he fit in. Almost how like Serge Ibaka used to be with old school OKC.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very interesting team. I think OKC wants to know what they have, right? They want to know how this thing gels, how they operate
They
together.
just want to keep acquiring more draft picks. They got 22. They got 2 more for the Kevin Porter trade and wave.
They're so smart. They really
What
are.
do they do with that? Like really, 15 first-round picks, 22 second-round picks over the course of the next 7 years.
That's like being like, how do you have that much money? What do you do with all that money?
Are we sure that that's money?
No, what you gonna do if nobody trades with you?
But here's the thing that people don't realize about OKC is that they consistently build capital with other teams. They're like the anti-Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge always wants to screw you over, right? And when you're doing a deal with Danny Ainge, this is probably the last time I'm doing a deal with
unless
Danny
Rob Pelinka.
Yeah, exactly. So Sam Presti, what he does so well, and this is what he did in the Kevin Porter trade, is he did that deal to help Houston alleviate their financial situation.
Mm-hmm.
And he had no reason to do it. He doesn't need those picks, right? You get 2 second rounds or whatever it was. And like they take on that money because they're underneath the cap. They're taking the benefits and the situation that they're in, and they're maximizing the goodwill across the league. They did that with the Kemba Walker trade. They did that along the way. They're rehabilitating older players, letting them use the facility, keeping them healthy, telling them you don't have to travel with us if you don't want to, and then they're flipping them back for another first round or a second round pick. I think there's every team in the league will trade with them.
These GMs, and I'd be this one smart one. I'd be like, you guys are suckers. I wouldn't trade for any of their picks. Make them make all the picks. Don't trade for their draft picks.
At your own peril. At your own peril. That would be very dumb.
Well, because the rest of these GMs are stupid. I'd start collusion. Don't trade for their picks.
Don't do that. You can't collude.
Don't trade for their picks.
Okay, don't collude. You cannot collude.
Make them make all 40 picks. They're going to have to cut somebody eventually.
You hear
that's
this
when
guy?
I scoop in.
This guy's advocating for collusion. Who are you right now?
Only with other GMs, not the players. It's different.
Casey would definitely be an owner in the NFL.
Oh, you are 100% an NFL
like,
owner.
Kaepernick, it's a no. We're blackballing him.
Jerry Jones Caraway over here.
See, this would be, I don't know, reverse collusion, because I'm not colluding with the players. I'm colluding against the GM. So he can't keep making these picks or making these trades.
It's D'Lo and Jerry Jones over here, along with Trysta Krick.
And okay, the alternative. Go ahead. Here. Let me give you my 3 first-round picks, Sam Presti, because I love you so much. Because you gave me Andrew Bynum 40 years ago. Thank you.
What did Andrew Bynum do to anybody?
I know. It's sad. Very sad.
Business. Wow. The 49ers lose 1 game, and this is what happens. You think Memphis misses the playoffs?
They need to do something now.
I couldn't decide if that was like a hot take or that was just reality.
They need to do something right now because Xavier Tillman is not the one. He's not the one. And I was on with Memphis earlier today, and they were like, well, what about Rob Williams? And I said, well, that goes to the heart of the issue. As soon as you start saying, okay, that's what I thought too. Like they should go out and get Rob Williams. And then I did a little Google search, looked up their roster, and I'm like, there's nothing there. Their cupboards outside of their top 5 dudes, top 4 dudes are empty. Do you think anyone wants Kenny Lofton Jr.? No. Does anybody want LaRavia? No. Teams, that roster is not good. They have no assets to make that move happen.
I think they might miss the playoffs, which is crazy. I mean, they were a 2 seed last year.
Yeah, it's a different team.
And they traditionally, it's even crazier to say because traditionally, they're just the grit and grind. They figure it out, and they win games. But
would you rather have a center or Marcus Smart?
Okay, can I dive into that question further? Are you asking, would you rather have Steven Adams or Marcus Smart?
No.
Or would you rather have just a center, any center, or Marcus Smart?
Would you rather have the center of your choice or Marcus Smart?
Like
rather have Anthony
reasonably.
Davis. Oh,
Reasonably.
Reasonably, like
honestly, in most cases, I'm probably going to pick Marcus.
yeah, I guess you could try to figure out a way to get somebody
But
like the next Drew Eubanks.
admittedly, I'm a big Marcus Smart fan. And I hate that he's in Memphis because I just don't feel like I'm going to watch him this year.
It's just not I don't think he's really a fit on that team. He's not a 3. He's not a 1. He's never been a 1. He's kind of a 2, but you have Desmond Bane. You have Ja, Desmond, and him. I don't know. And you don't have a center.
I feel like they might have acquired him for the wrong reasons. Like they want him to fix the Ja Morant stuff. Because we all know he'll publicly hold his teammates, coach, everyone accountable. And that is not the reason to make a move for a player like that. And I don't love it.
I secretly think that Joe Mazzulla hated Marcus Smart.
Joe might have. I know Brad
didn't.
Like that's why the trade stunned me. Brad did not. He loved Marcus.
Did you see? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's it.
Did you see the Marcus Smart was talking about the Celtics did the old "you're safe," and then he finds out from Shams he got traded. Marcus Smart came out and said
no,
that.
no, I didn't see that.
That's why I say ain't no poor Trailblazers. They do this all the time.
You're safe. Poor Trailblazers.
Everybody, why is Dame doing this to the Blazers? Man,
Nobody did
these
that.
teams do this all the time, man.
Why?
I was on an island. I was a one-man wolf pack.
You were not.
You and Trysta were attacking me, and James Ham were attacking me every day. And I said, man, these teams do this all the time.
Do you want
the one time the player does this, it's a problem.
Do you want to switch positions? Pause. Do you want to change what we do? Because him the day after 49ers loss is really tough.
Yeah, I mean, you guys don't have many days like that. The Niners win so many damn games.
I need to get back to it.
Back-to-back losses, and it's just like the sky is falling.
Into the world. It's all unraveling, like TC said.
No, look, the sky was falling for poor Trysta yesterday at halftime. I want to publicly apologize to you. I don't know what Stephen Wilkes was doing. I'm sorry for that situation. That was horrible. You see what happened with Trysta yesterday?
I did.
That's terrible.
16 seconds left. First half under 21 and a half. Comfortable. 10-7. We even can have a field goal, and we're still Gucci. And no, it's 60-yard bomb to Jordan Addison.
I take responsibility for that. I apologize, Tristan.
How? Why did you have
any?
I didn't have my guys ready. Usually I talk to Kyle. I need to start talking to Steve and saying, look, man, get your stuff together. And I didn't do that yesterday, and that's my mistake.
Is that where the new GIF came from? Because the GIF on today's tweet is an all-timer.
Yeah, that's where it came. That's where it came from. That moment right there, that was the moment.
It's amazing.
Like,
That's why I can't gamble. I can't gamble.
Damn, that was tough. Before we lose Trysta.
Where am I dying?
Well, no, we got to go in like 2 minutes. But
Trysta normally doesn't worry about stuff like that.
Any thoughts on Giannis doing what he did? Do you have a reasoning? Do you have any thoughts about it? I mean, I love it, but everybody's like, why do you do it?
Yeah, he said like 3 weeks ago, I'm waiting for the stupid money next summer. I have no reason to sign now. I'm not going to sign now. And then all of a sudden he does. The one thing that I can imagine is that there's some sort of Jimmy Haslam tomfoolery going on. Like Brown's owner now owns part of the Bucks. And I think he owns like 25%. Slattery, however you say his name, sells to them. And there's got to be some sort of kickback or some sort of opportunity that they're giving them under the table, because 3 weeks ago he was not about it, and he can get more money if he was going to sign next summer. So I don't get it. Doesn't make sense.
I don't either.
Giannis,
I don't understand.
Jesse just sent us a quote from Giannis. He said, quote, "It was the first time in my NBA career I didn't know the number of my contract. I just signed it because I wanted to be here."
Yeah, that's never happened to me. Trysta, have you ever signed a contract that you didn't see the number on?
No, the number's kind of the first thing I look at.
Yeah. Skip this page, liability, skip this one. Amount of times I can say pause during a day, skip that. And let's focus right here on this.
Yep, I just want to be with Odyssey no matter what. No matter if they pay me more or less or not at all.
those are sentences not uttered. That's Trysta Krick. Heat check bet MGM tonight. We'll come back. They're begging us to address the Kevin O'Connor tweet.
Yes, I thought you would.
Oh, we could do it together. Well, we could keep going. We don't have to go to commercial. So Kevin O'Connor tweeted, this season will prove the Kings need to upgrade over Domantas Sabonis to seriously contend for a title. I love what Sacramento is building, but Sabonis is a limited defender, and he has lots to prove as a shooter. Finding a front court partner or an upgrade will be the next step.
Are we? Is he joking?
I don't think that he is. I don't think that he is, TK.
I like Kevin O'Connor too. I think he knows his stuff. I just completely disagree with him. Completely.
He had what, over 12 rebounds per game last year with a torn ligament in his
Led
thumb.
the league, I think.
I was gonna say he led the league in rebounds last year.
Yeah, 12.3 a game. It's nuts. It was a triple-double machine.
What is it that I don't understand about professional basketball? I thought I was pretty locked in with this game, but what is it about this sport that I don't understand that causes so many people who do this for a living to trash Domantas Sabonis? Like, what am I missing? What don't I understand? TK, you're one of the smartest people I know when it comes to basketball. What is it?
Must be his face.
Damn face. All right.
Must be his face, honestly.
He said Sabonis is going to get exposed again in the playoffs. That's one of the things he said. Here's the thing that I'm trying to figure out, and Trysta, maybe you could help me out with this. Kings were a good team. They got 2 All-NBA guys in Fox and Sabonis. Can you think of another team or a situation where the answer is to get better, get rid of one of your best players? Like, usually they're like, hey, you got 2 guys, look to support them and surround, people around them. Like, all right, you got these 2 good guys, find guys that fit with them and help them out. Can anybody name when they were like, get rid of the best players? That'll make you better.
Well,
I wonder too, because Jaren Jackson Jr. is not a 5, he's a 4, but they play him at 5, and he's always ran off the court because he fouls, and he won Defensive Player of the Year. So because that's the thing, right? Domantas Sabonis gets into foul trouble. That's the reason that we're saying he's not a good defender, is because he fouls too much. Jaren Jackson fouls a lot as well. I think he got 4 fouls in the first 2 quarters of a preseason game this season. And nobody's saying Memphis needs to trade Jaren Jackson. They're saying, okay, we need to support him and Ja and find some additional pieces. Like, I don't get it at all. Like you said, all NBA guy. He was injured the entire year too. I think the thing that Domantas Sabonis lacked was the fact that he wouldn't shoot from the elbow and he wasn't shooting threes. It was really offense that was the main concern for Sabonis. That was because he was injured, though.
Right. And the other thing about that is, I see somebody in the chat says Tyrese Halliburton. I know I've said a number of different times, you got to think about at the time, and maybe still so, Jalen and Tatum. Those situations are fit situations. Like, these guys kind of occupy the same spot, Ingram and Zion. That's the issue. Fox and Sabonis don't occupy the same space. Like, they actually complement each other. So I don't understand where getting rid of Sabonis, so you can go get what? Like another center? I don't
know.
What are you trying to go get?
What center can you get?
I think
also, nobody says that about Jokic.
So I'm glad you said that, because my next question was, is Jokic a lockdown defender? And I just missed all of that on the Denver defensive possession. I just tuned out every Denver defensive possession and missed Jokic being a lockdown defender, because everything y'all seem to love about Nikola Jokic, y'all seem to hate about Domantas Sabonis. And if there is one player, and I understand how great, I get what Jokic is. There's one player that approaches that. It's Domas. But these dudes hate him. And it's incredible. It's baffling.
He's on
He
Sacramento.
does everything you love that Nikola Jokic does, but you hate him for it.
He was beloved in Indy. I mean, maybe because Indy wasn't doing anything. People liked him there. I don't know. As soon as he went to Sacramento, he was like the most overrated player in the league.
And someone meant there'll always be a component that he made all of them look stupid with their takes on the Tyrese Domas trade.
Oh, for sure.
He made them all look ridiculous. And now their big take is, well, not that the Sabonis trade was bad because it's a wash because Indiana was so good last year. It's a win-win for everybody. But now, if the Kings really want to get better, they have to move on from that pace.
And here's the other thing and like I said, I'm not going to be here and do this. Like, I don't look at O'Connor the way I look at Hollinger or Little Barista or Coffee Boy. I think O'Connor really watches the league.
Who's Little Coffee Boy? Excuse me.
Little Barista. Little
Barista
is what his name.
The Coffee Boy.
Who's Little Barista?
Zach Harper.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do know who Coffee Boy is.
No, yeah, but I don't know, like, in this context from an NBA.
Well, they're buddies.
That's his boy.
Yeah,
that's
his boy.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Little Barista.
Yeah,
I see.
He actually, the Little Barista makes the coffee for the Coffee Boy to pick up and take to the front office that he's a insider for,
right.
Or that he was an assistant for. Sorry, he was an assistant in a front office.
Front office executive or something like that.
Yeah, he got.
What trying to say.
I learned.
It's crazy.
Through circles, he got Steve Kerr's coffee.
So I don't look at Kevin O'Connor that way.
That's why your Instagram was flooded with coffee emojis one day.
I don't look at him like that. I think Kevin O'Connor watches the game and understands it. But I mean, what sense does this make to be like, yeah, this is going to be when the Kings and their fans realize you got to move on from Sabonis to win a championship when, for lack of a better term, they just moved heaven and earth to sign him to another 5 years. So after this year, yeah, I know. Let's trade him. He's on the block.
Yeah.
Bro, the new contract hasn't even gone into place yet.
I still love the idea. Like, who are you trading him for?
There's no one.
Who makes the Kings better?
There's not that many good centers in the league, guys. There's not that many. And there's only a couple of interior guys that are centers. You got Bam, he's not really a center.
See, and that's I'm glad you said Bam, because Domas might be third.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Jokic, Joe.
Hey, according to the NBA, he was third.
Well, thank you. That's facts. That's facts.
The NBA voters, he was third.
I think Domas is better than Bam.
I think he is too. I like Bam, but
Bam's very good, but so is Domantas Sabonis.
At the very least, it's a toss-up.
I don't think it's a toss-up. I think Domas is better.
Bam's a better defender, obviously.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, the Heat are missing the playoffs too, because Trysta told me so I don't care.
They are missing the playoffs. Except for that damn Cole Swider. You seen him? What is he up to? Well, keep that name in your head. Cole Swider looks like he's the second coming of Max Strus. They found him.
Wow, Max Strus has a second. Wow, I didn't know we was at that level. We got another Max Strus.
Well, you know, the type of player that you don't expect to do anything that they got underneath, kind of like this table. Like you got it in the dumpster and you're like, I'll take this. This got high upside, you know? It's free. It's free. And wow, it is actually has some utility. That's Cole Swider. That's Max Strus. And
the high upside on the table from the garbage is my new favorite Trysta analogy ever.
So that's Cole Swider. The Lakers discarded him. I don't even know if he was a drafted player. Someone in the chatty house. I think he was undrafted. And they discarded him. And the Heat now have picked him up. They actually just guaranteed his contract, I think. And he was giving buckets in the preseason. And I was like, God dang it. This Cole Swider. Now they got another player who can shoot threes. That's all. That's all I have to say about that. So if he ends up producing for them and they end up in the playoffs, that it's because of Cole Swider.
Undrafted. Went to Villanova and Syracuse.
High caliber schools.
Very.
Okay.
Anthony might go to Syracuse.
Look at what he was doing in the preseason. Go to Cole Swider News. Check that out.
Okay. Hang on.
Going.
I wasn't prepared for this. So you want news or like preseason? What would
News.
you like?
Just news. We'll just do news because probably the only news that's talking about Cole is either him getting picked up or the preseason.
Yeah, there's not a lot here. Let's
Okay.
click on this. Let's see. No, now we're here. We might as well just go with it.
All right.
What
I'm
do we
looking
got?
at him on Twitter now.
I'm looking up. I don't even see him on this depth
I
chart.
can't find stats.
Yeah,
Are there two Cole Swidlers?
Cole Swider, SWIDER.
Oh, I got it. I mispronounced
on
it.
the
I
Heat?
got it.
Yes,
He's on the
team
Heat.
leading three.
He's not even on
Team
the
leading 12 threes in the preseason.
They're not even keeping stats on this poor guy.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I got you. You said 8 points, 15 points, 5 points, 11, 17 points against Charlotte. Shot 55% from 3 against Charlotte.
This is what I'm talking about, guys.
3-point percentages of 33, 37, 33. Bad night. He went 3 of 12 one night. This kid took 12 threes in a preseason game.
Yes, folks. Yes.
Oh my God.
Where is he at? I'm trying to see him.
That was the night
confident.
after
There
he
he
went
is.
5 of 9.
Oh, no. He's confident.
Oh, major Buddy Hield vibes here. 3 of 12 from 3, 3 of 14 from the field. Oh, that's a strong Shavano stat right there.
Yes, it really is. It really is. Like
All
I said,
right, well, they got their new guy, I
poor
guess.
Cole, though, he's not on ESPN's depth chart of the Miami Heat. They
He's
even
a
got
two-way. But you know how it is. That's how it was with Max Strus, Omar Yurt, 7,
true.
Gabe Vincent. They just pull him out. They walk into their little loading dock and they're like, I'll take that.
We need a Max Strus type, please. Just walk on out here.
Pat Riley also
Thanks,
said
guys.
Tyler Hero was never
Bro.
involved in any trade.
Oh,
Bro.
what was that, guys?
Bro, come on, man.
These
Come
are such
on,
lies.
Riles.
You can see
Come on, Riles.
Tyler was like, I deleted you guys from my Instagram. I literally took Miami Heat out of my profile.
Well, did anyone follow up like, okay, bro, what were you offering Portland?
He'd be like, nothing. They never talked to us.
And he's too proud to make the phone call, I guess. Then Dame should redirect his frustration.
Because Dame's we need to hold up. Dame's saying a lot now.
He's talking a lot.
Dame was talking. Your thoughts. Go ahead.
Shh, be quiet.
NBA's back, baby. Let's go. Opening night. Let's go. Get him, Trysta.
Why are you doing this? No.
What specifically did Dame say that bothered you?
He said the recent one that he said about how Portland didn't want to give him. Portland just didn't want to do anything I wanted. They were just being spiteful. I knew the way that they were talking. As soon as it was like they're not having a conversation with Miami, I knew they just wanted me to be unhappy.
No. Oh, Dame. Come on, man.
It's ugly. It's ugly out here.
That's so funny. That's
Well, they definitely
so
didn't
funny.
want him to be unhappy. I don't think that's the case. But they also were not.
Does Dame apologize now that Pat Riley has gone public saying they were never trading Tyler Hero?
I would love to just go to
trading
Milwaukee's
Miami.
game and be like, hey, just wanted to get your thoughts on that. Pat Riley said he was never going to offer Tyler Hero, which means you were never, ever going to Miami. Then the Bradley Beal stuff. Miami's had a bad offseason.
Bradley Beal
Not
had
good.
something to say about the Kings.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, he was talking about the Knicks and the Kings, and he's like something about they were on the table, like they were presented on the table, and he didn't want that. He said not because he didn't like the team; those are good young teams, but he knew they'd have to give up some of that young talent in a trade for him, and it
Because
wouldn't be
Phoenix had to give up so much.
Yeah, like I don't think Brad understood the power of his no trade clause. We could have traded Alex Lynn for Bradley Beal. Like they could have
like
found a
5
way to make it work.
seconds. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They would have found a way to make it work. TK, this was a great start to the NBA season tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for spending nearly an hour with us. I'm just putting my note card in front of me for no reason. We'll come back. Trysta Krick, Bet MGM tonight. Eat Check Podcast. Now that the hoop season is back, make sure you're following. She's got great previews on all the different divisions that you could catch up on over the course of the next couple of days.